Hey, everybody. Thank you for being here to discover the paranormal with All Out Paranormal. Tonight is going to be a great night. I have a special co-host that's going to be with me. I'll bring her up in just a minute. And I have an awesome guest. I got to meet her when I was in South Carolina. I got to do some investigations with her. Amazing lady. She's awesome. We're going to have a great time. Been a usual week. Things are going good. Getting stuff ready for our Paracon this October. And it's a fundraiser Paracon that we're doing for the Haunted YMCA. I think the last count, we have 58 vendors that we have signed up. And for our first Paracon, this is just amazing. It's overwhelming. All the people that have responded. It's going to be great because Aaron G. Thompson will be there, as well as Nick from 28 Days Haunted. I knew Aaron before the G, as I tell everybody, and he hates that. But anyway, Ghost Crier, we've been friends for a long time. We have just a huge list of people that are going to be there, a huge list of vendors, and it's going to be an amazing day. And like I said, all the proceeds will be going to Lisa Viner, the owner of the old Haunted YMCA. And it's an amazing place to investigate. Everybody should go there. It's something different every time. It's got ties to the mafia. And the history on it is just incredible. So that's going great. And hopefully I've got another sponsor coming on and another special guest. If I get it finalized before the next show next week, I will let everybody know. But as I told you, I have a very special co-host. I have Mary Lynn Bast. I'm going to bring her up right now.
Hi, y'all.
Hey, Mary Lynn. Tell everybody about yourself real quick.
Well, I am a psychic medium. I am with Horn Paranormal, and I'm also a artist. I do intuitive art, and I'm also a author of 10 paranormal fantasies.
Fantastic. And her art's amazing.
Thank you.
I can't wait to get mine.
I already got yours, didn't you?
You didn't send me it.
I thought I did.
No, hon. If you did, I never got it.
I sent you 2 of them.
No.
Oh, no. Okay, I will have to look that up and find out what's going on with it.
Yeah, I have not received anything.
Wow. Okay. If not, I'll have to do it again for you.
Okay.
It'll never be the same, but it'll be yours. Wow, I thought you got it.
No, I'd have let you know. Okay. I'd have plastered it all over if I'd have gotten it.
All right, I will make sure you get something.
Okay. Wow.
So I apologize for that.
Oh, that's quite all right. It's not your fault. There's Jamie Lynn. Hi, sweetheart. Good to have you with us. She will be at the Paracon. That'll be fun, having Jamie Lynn there too. So I'm going to bring up our guest. She's absolutely incredible, Larissa Rex, and I'll bring her up now. I'm not going to wait any longer. And here she comes. There she is, Larissa.
Thank you for that lovely introduction.
You're very welcome. You're very deserving of it.
Thank you.
How are you?
I'm tired. Tired.
From what you've been telling me, thank you for being on the show as much as you've got going on and everything. I mean, I really appreciate it.
No, thank you for having me. You're my buddy. I wasn't going to miss your show.
I'm not going to miss yours either. I can't wait. I'm next month, the 20-something. I'll be on your show.
Oh, yeah, that's right. See, I don't even know.
I've been trying to keep them straight because there's a couple I forgot. I didn't write down that I was on.
Yeah, I forgot.
And I get a thing like half an hour. Are you ready for the show? What show? Oh, crap. Yes, I am. I didn't forget. I'll be right there.
Oh, geez. Yeah, I'm exhausted. I can't remember everything. I'm trying.
You need a personal assistant?
I have like a bunch, but they're not really helping too much. They're confused too. Everybody's in a state of confusion all the time.
Oh man. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh, if you would let everybody know a little bit about you and what you do, and then we'll go from there.
Sure. So, I am the founder of PARA, Palmerton Area Research Alliance. We are based out of Palmerton, Pennsylvania, and we've been around since 2020. I have been investigating. I actually began my journey investigating in 2012, but my brother died a little bit after I started investigating, and that kind of shut me down. Well, it did shut me down for quite a minute. I am a psychic medium. I have all the clairs, and I was born this way, but after he died, it was too much. And then in 2020, I founded High Spirits of Palmerton Paranormal, which is now rebranded and known as Para. And in 2022, I founded Third Eye Event Productions. And the first thing that we did with Third Eye Event Productions was we partnered with Waldorf Estate of Fear, Angela Moyer, and we organized the Hell House Paracon, which I have coming up September 9th. We have coming up September 9th. And then Third Eye also does a ton of other events. We work with a lot of different special guests and celebrities. And we had our first event in January, and we've been going nonstop since. So that's a little bit about, I come from Brooklyn, and I'm retired from the Army. Like that's a nut. Like that's the nut. And I have a bunch of kids, and I can't keep track of them. So, that's me.
Well, first thing I want to say is thank you for your service.
Yes.
Thank you. I hear you're also a veteran.
I put in my time, put it that way. After 31 years, I finally just walked in and threw my paperwork down and said, enough's enough. I'm done.
You lasted longer than me.
And it was all basically the story, as my ex-father-in-law told me I was too fat and too stupid to get into law enforcement.
What?
So I took it personally and went in and went through the academy and did it for 31 years. Yes, Kandi can't make the show tonight, sweetheart. And next week, she won't be here either because she's going on vacation, her and her husband. Kandi is one of the members of All Out Paranormal, and she hosts the shows with me. And but she's watching. She's sending her love. And let's see, who did I forget? Anybody? Dennis Small says, she's all right.
Hi, Dennis. Dennis is my buddy.
And Rev Maddie, good evening, Mary Lynn and Rex. Good evening to you. Thank you for being here and joining us. It's very laid back. I don't get too serious about anything unless it comes to that. I know the time that we had in South Carolina was a blast.
It'll forever be in my heart.
Me too. It was so much fun.
It was. It was.
You couldn't have been with two crazier people either, could you?
No. So, Mary Lynn, let me tell you how I met this guy, since it is so laid back. So my last name is Rex, right? And here's Rex. So Brandon Cooper, who I met from doing the USS Salem, he volunteered to do the USS Salem. He's a veteran as well, Marine Corps veteran. He messaged me back in, I want to say it was March, randomly. I've known him 3 months at this point. And he says, hey, do you want to come down to South Carolina and just come and take a free cabin? Like the setup for a horror movie, really.
Right.
Exactly.
Right? Go do some paranormal investigating in the woods, And I'm insane enough to actually take someone up on that offer, mostly because I wanted to drive and see the wineries in Virginia. So I used it as an excuse to go. I was paranormally investigating, but we went down the wine trail and drank a lot of wine, me and my VP Marlena, the other psychic medium. And we got down to South Carolina, and there was Rex. And he is a giant, just a gentle giant. And I was there at this cabin site for 4 days with you guys?
Uh-huh.
But it turns out they're not serial killers, so that was
right. Well, that's good.
But we investigated. We had such a good time too. It was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. I hate to see it
after
end.
the Haggard meal or before?
It was after the Mill
okay.
Paracon. Yeah, it was actually right after Mill Paracon, like maybe 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's where I actually met Brandon and met Rex for just a minute. I think I was still in the truck.
Yes.
Brandon is a hot mess. I just want you to know. He's just one walking hot mess. But we investigated again at Shawnee in June last month, not too long ago. Nice. Actually, it's only like 2 weeks.
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago.
No. So that's how I met these guys.
Okay.
And look she's not even scarred for life.
Right? Not yet.
It takes so much more than this.
She hasn't hung around with the both of us long enough yet.
Right?
I think 4 days at a cabin is enough.
It wasn't boring though.
No, not at all. No.
It's so funny because my name is Rex Allen and her husband's name is Alan Rex.
Oh, that's funny.
You know, and I've never met anybody with the last name of Rex.
Right.
Hell, I barely met anybody in my 58 years on this earth, another Rex.
So we call I don't call Alan Rex, but so many people call him Rex. His nickname is Sexy Rexy.
That's what I got named before I even got to the Paracon.
Right.
Here's your name tag. And she hands it to me. It's Katie Stafford. Because we had our name tags and it was on a little lanyard, you know. So you'd let go of it and it was like the old set of key things. It was like on a chain, you'd let it go and it'd come back up. So she hands it to me and she goes, he told me to put this. And it says, human, Sexy Rexy, the Dragon Slayer. And it's stuck. We'll be doing shows and oh my God, he won't let it go.
You're talking Brandon did that to you, Brandon? Are you shocked?
No, absolutely no, I wasn't. The thing that shocked me was so funny. The day I flew in, I'm at the airport, and so I text him, "Hey, I'm inside, waiting to get my luggage." So he comes in. I'm sitting down, and there's like 100 people waiting to get their luggage. I'm just sitting there, and I see him over there. So I whistle, and I've got a whistle that's ear piercing and extremely loud. Everybody turns and looks when I whistled and looking at me. Well, he turns, he starts walking towards me. I get up, and it's so funny. The closer I got to him, the bigger his eyes got, because I don't think he knew I was big, but not that big, because he kept going, my God, I didn't think you were going to stop standing up. But the look on his face, when his eyes were that big around, laughing my ass off when I got up to him. It was just hilarious. I'll never forget that.
So how tall are you, Rex?
6'7".
6'7", okay.
He's ridiculously tall. I'm tall, and he's taller than me.
You are tall.
So my husband or my ex-husband was 6'7", and I'm only 5'3", so you can imagine there.
Jeez.
Yep.
How tall is your wife, Rex?
What? How tall are you, hon? 5'7"3/4", right?
Jeez. She's not that, that's not short. That's average. So
yes.
Yeah, that's average.
That's good.
My youngest son is taller than I am.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, he's 6'8". And about this big around.
Wow.
Yeah. He's got hands like a spider monkey. I mean, I don't have that big of hands for as big as I am. I bet his fingers are probably that much longer than mine.
Wow.
Yeah, he's got just these monstrous hands. And we both wear the same size shoe.
Jeez. My son's only 13 years old, and he's already my height. I'm 5'10", so he's going to be up there.
Yep. Yeah, I think my daughter is 5'8".
He doesn't have big hands. He has a big mouth to go with it. To match his feet.
To match his feet.
Yeah.
That's good. Oh, my goodness. Tell us how you got into the paranormal.
Well, seeing the dead people, that was the first thing. Help me out here, Marilyn.
How old were you?
About 2 years old.
Okay. I was 4 when my mom realized.
Yeah, my mom didn't realize till I was in my 30s that I wasn't out of my mind.
Wow.
So my background, and I've talked about it quite a bit on other podcasts, but I come from my mom's side are these Italian Catholic immigrants that came from. I'm from Brooklyn, and you did not. Like my great grandmother, she was alive till I was 19, and she spoke broken Brooklyn Italian. Like she didn't even speak English. She went to church every day. They did not talk about the paranormal. I'm one of 5 children, the only girl and the second youngest. My dad's side, and people laugh at this, but they're carnies. They come from a completely different background. Now, my mom met my dad in Brooklyn in the 70s. But if you see my dad, or when he was alive, if you'd ever seen him, he does not look Italian. He looked more Middle Eastern than anything. And ironically, I was drawn to Middle Eastern things as a little girl. I used to read the Britannica, the Encyclopedia Britannica that they used to sell door to door. Mm-hmm. We had one, and I was obsessed with ancient Egypt and everything Egyptian. And I always used to tell my dad, or my mom, I know that we're not 100% Italian. I know that there's Middle Eastern blood. And then in 2018, I did find out not only about the carny history of my family that I had no idea about, but that we are actually Egyptian, Israeli, like all of that, in addition to being Italian. So that's interesting. But my dad's family wasn't with us. They moved to Florida. So I was raised with the Italians who didn't talk about it. So I used to see things, hear things, know things. I slept walk. I used to just terrify my mother, terrify her. And it wasn't until I was older that I think they started to take me seriously, but it was still, don't talk about it. Maybe it'll go away. Well, it didn't go away. So I went in the Army, and in the Army, you don't tell people that you see the dead because they put you in the brig. So I did, or in the mental hospital. So I didn't tell anybody about it, but I was terrified for the entire time I was there because the barracks are filled with spirits. Like, it's just, forget it. And then when I got out of the military and I came here to Pennsylvania, I lived in Easton, and I lived in the oldest, one of the oldest buildings in Easton, Pennsylvania. And it was a historic site. It was a bakery, the first bakery in the city. My dumb self had no idea. I just threw a dart and landed in Easton, and I went and rented a house, and this is what I rented. It was across the street from a graveyard at this beautiful Catholic cemetery. I know, I laugh too when I think about it. But I had all these kids and these animals, and you know what? I don't understand homeowners, but you can't have pets. Like, what is that about? So it was really hard finding a place anyway that would take my cats and my dog. Mm-hmm. So I landed on this place, and I am telling you the truth. I legit thought I'd be okay. I wasn't even there 48 hours, and there was activity. So fast forward, I meet my husband, and I had all this activity that just was ramping up in my house. Now I had my daughter was going through puberty, the older one. Now she's telling me she's been seeing dead people since she's like 2, which we're not shocked, right? It's usually genetic. My little one was a baby at the time. She was telling me about people she was seeing that weren't there. So I met my husband, and I said, I'm just going to tell you, I see dead people. And he actually didn't run. He was like, "Oh, really? Do you see them now?" And I'm like,
But
so
you knew he was a keeper when you said
he
that.
was
He wouldn't run
I'm
away.
telling you, I was like, I'm not hiding it. I hid it from my other husband. I'm not hiding it. So,
Right.
but he stayed, and then COVID, we got married, and then COVID hit. During COVID, we were only married 3 months, and we realized very quickly that we were going to kill each other if we didn't find something to do. So yeah, we started ghost hunting, and we did start in cemeteries, which I've said many times I don't do that anymore. I didn't really, not really thinking too much when I was doing that. But COVID ended. We had a team. We started our team and everything, and that's kind of how it all started.
And you love
It's
every
long,
minute
I
of
know.
it.
Well, it's just a very, there's so much. And then we did, I'll tell you, I don't know if any of you have ever heard the EVP we caught, but we caught an EVP during COVID. We went and investigated this place called Brinton Lodge. Have you guys ever heard of it? Brinton Lodge?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so the Revolution, it was one of the first meeting places where they secretly met to overthrow the king. That's how old this place is. We have an EVP of a British man, and he says, "Pip, pip, and cheerio." And it's clear it's a Class A. And that was like the pivotal moment, I think, in our team, because we were only 4 people at that time, where we were like, okay, this stuff's real. Like this, like, I'm not insane. This is a real thing that's happening around us. And it just kind of went from there.
So how many people do you have on your team now?
Okay, so we have only one person from the original HSPP crew is still remaining. And then we have a total of 15 or 16 members. So the thing with having our team is when we created Third Eye, we realized it got big very quickly, which I'm lucky about. I'm blessed in that way. It did get big, but we realized we didn't have the staff that we needed to do PR, social media, the newsletter. I was doing all of it myself. Then we did ops and, our own podcast. And then we were doing our other podcast, Raw. So what ended up happening was we were like, and we needed an evidence review team. So we were like, look, we're just going to go all out. If you come into the company, you're an investigator, and vice versa. So that's kind of how we ended up with so many people, because we need that many to run the tours and to do the events.
That's great, though. I mean, it took off quick for you, didn't it? Once you got started.
We started in it's dicey. I don't really remember if I started September or October of 2022. I want to say it was late September, early October. But the reason I started it is because I got tired of not being able to get a vendor table at some of these big Paracons. Some of them, they sell their tables out immediately. And I'll tell you, Hell House, it sold out inside the house almost immediately. I mean, we had an overwhelming response. So I understand and I can appreciate the organizers of these other Paracons that have been around forever. But when you are waiting on these lists to get a table and you just can't get in contact with anybody, and then boom, the tables are gone. You're like, okay, I've been waiting a year.
Right.
And now I got to wait another year. So I ended up saying, no, I'm going to do my own Paracon. If that's what it takes, I'm going to do my own Paracon. And that's kind of how Third Eye really came to be, was if we're going to do a Paracon and we have a whole year to prepare for it at that time, because it's September 9th and it was last September, October, might as well do some events in between.
Right.
So.
Very cool.
It was quick.
And your husband is part of this, right?
Yeah, I fired him a few times. And he'll tell you he didn't get fired. He quit, whatever. I didn't get a resignation letter. So,
but he got a pink slip, right?
He got fired. No, he's part of the team. I mean, obviously we founded Para together. It was both of us together. I can't do and maybe you can appreciate this, Marilyn. As a medium, I don't want to deal with the equipment. I don't want to see it. I don't want to touch it. Like, I don't like to do it because it just influences you. Then I have to sit there and I have to think, am I really feeling this? This meter's going off. What it messes with my senses. So Alan does all that, and he needs to keep doing all that. So no matter how many times I fire him, I end up taking him back because I don't want to deal with the equipment.
Yeah, that's one thing is doing the equipment. It's just harder whenever you're trying to focus on that, but then you're not using your real senses and it's what's going on. So it's definitely hard. I prefer not to use equipment, but I love having other people to be able to validate what we're saying.
Yes, we use it for validation. Now, in the beginning, when we only had 4 people, when it was just me and Alan, I had really no choice. Like, I had to hold something.
Yep.
But our team also came to be because I don't know if you guys can appreciate this, but once you buy like 1 or 2 pieces of equipment, you want all these other things. So we ended up amassing in like a 3-month period all of this equipment, and nobody had hands for it. Like, me and him didn't have enough hands.
Yep.
So we kind of needed a team anyway.
Yeah, that's the same. That I did the same thing. So I've got 4 rolling tubs full of equipment. It's like there was only 2 of us. So it's like, how are we supposed to use that?
Yeah. And I'm obsessed with like REM pods. I don't know why I'm obsessed with them, but I'm collecting them now. Like, I used to collect like bathroom rugs and shower curtains, and like, is it a REM pod? Okay. Yes. You're gonna laugh.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, I don't have it here with me, but John Huntington sent me an Alf doll REM pod.
Oh my gosh.
I'm obsessed with
great.
it.
So Kim Horn, because I'm with Horn Paranormal, she did this one for me. So, and this is a work of love.
I love it. I just love REM pods.
I'm waiting for somebody to make a minion REM pod for me.
Oh.
I have Winnie the Pooh.
Oh, how funny.
And the thing is, these are all gifts from people.
Wow.
So, yeah, there's toys all over my office here. I'm just a big kid. That ain't going to change.
I'm the same way.
So Dennis says he has mannequins.
Who?
Oh, now that's creepy. Dennis.
Is that Dennis?
Smale.
Mr. Smale. Who's
Jason Combs says hi.
Hi. I don't know you, but hello. Maybe I do know you. Marines don't run. Oh, stop it, Dennis. I outrank him.
And Angela Boyley, I hope I said that right. Psychic portrait artist. Good evening.
Nice.
Thanks for joining us.
Nice.
That's awesome.
That is cool. Now, Mary Lynn, you were just on Brandon's oh, hi, Jamie. Sorry.
Yes.
You were on Brandon's show and you were doing the art, right?
I was. Yes, I do the intuitive pours, and I also have started doing on top of the pours. I do art on top of that as well.
I watched that and I was trying. Yes, I thought it was so interesting.
Okay. I love doing that. It's just connecting with people, and they choose the colors, and then you see so many different things in it. And even just seeing it on the camera does not do it justice. So when you get it in person, it looks really cool.
Wow. Yeah, I definitely was. I was intrigued by that. I don't have an art bone in my body. So
my husband says he doesn't either, but I got him in and doing some pours, and he's like, I could actually do that, but he won't try it again.
my oldest daughter, she's 17. She's also a medium. She's very strong medium. She draws for us.
Nice.
Yeah. I don't know where she got that gift from. It's not me.
Yeah, my husband was trying to draw a stick figure the other day. He couldn't even get that straight. So he's like, I'm done.
No. Not at all. I laugh thinking at of myself trying to draw something. I can't even describe things to draw them.
Oh no.
I'm like, it's a person. I
Right.
It has eyes.
Yeah.
There you
Well,
go.
look. Oh, that's good. One of the things that I do on the show is, what is your biggest oh shit moment in the paranormal for you?
There's a lot, honestly. I had quite a few experiences I had one very frightening one at my house that happened when I lived in the house across from the cemetery. But I don't really like to talk about that too much. It was very, very terrifying.
That's understandable.
Yeah, and I don't, I can't even really peg one down, to be honest with you. Like, do you mean an oh shit moment where I was scared?
That, or it doesn't have to be a scary one, or one that just surprised you or was funny.
I got a funny one for you.
Okay. Hey, I know this guy, Alan Rex Jr.
Alan Rex.
That's
hey,
my
thanks
husband.
for joining us.
He's not fired right now, so he's supportive.
Oh, there you go.
I'm totally kidding. Hi, Alan. So the one I was going to tell you about was when we first started investigating back in 2021, in the spring of 2021. This woman down in Palmerton asked us to come down to her house. She was turns out she's a psychic medium. Okay. And I'm going to tell you right now, I meet these clients and so many times they're gifted and that's what's going on. And it's just like, I'm like, don't you know, but they don't know, or they're in denial or whatever it might be. So she was one of them. And she had, she's actually a very close friend of mine too. And she came on the team for a little bit, but health stuff, she had to leave. Long story short, we go out there for an investigation and she has these dogs that do not shut up. When I tell you they bark incessantly, I love animals, love them. I can't do the little dog bark. I can't. And I definitely can't do it when I'm trying to investigate your house.
No.
So I was walking around. I walked in and she's like, my dogs, they're always being picked on. You could see something's going after my dogs. And I'm listening and walking around and I'm like, there's a guy here who does not like your dogs. Like, I'm thinking this to myself. I'm like, I keep hearing these damn dogs. So I tell her and I'm like, I have a feeling it's your animals. And she's like, I don't give a shit. She's like, my animals are staying here. These ghosts got to go. And I'm like, okay. So I leave out an EVP recorder and I did not think we were going to get anything. I'm going to tell you, because of the barking. But right in between the barks upstairs, you hear a male say, those effing dogs. Right? So that was great. When I finally went back to her and I was like, so it turns out your dogs are bothering them. But, in the end, she ended up dealing with it and, learning about her own gifts and how to control certain her environment in certain ways. And even now I still get messages that something's in her house or something's there. And I'm just like, well, they're always going to be there.
Right.
Yeah.
But that was the funny moment. Then there's also the moment at Brinton Lodge when my husband sat on the bed in the brothel area. And there was a woman entity up there that sprawled out on the bed on the SLS. And then I was like confused because I'm like, am I really seeing this? Like, is this really a thing? Right? It's like she hitting on my husband. And she got up and crawled over to him, like on all fours. And I'm like, ew, I'm right here, lady. Yeah, he is a dead chick magnet. So those are my two funny moments. Now I've had scary moments too. I mean, I would be lying if I told you I wasn't afraid. I won't go anywhere alone. Nowhere alone. And that's because I think that I'm insecure because when I was a kid, I was alone in places and nobody would believe me when I would say what I would see or feel or hear. So I'm just very like, I think I might have some kind of PTSD from it. I don't know, but I won't go anywhere by myself. I don't like to be touched, and I'm always getting that feeling, those goosebumps. They come up behind me, they get real close. They know when you know. And a lot of times they like to bother you, and I don't like that feeling. So I've had a lot of investigations and places I've been where that happens. And as a matter of fact, I took another psychic medium who's kind of training. I took her to our venue, to Hell House, like 2 weeks ago, and we were walking through, and I was in the upstairs room that I call it Robbie's room because there's little kids in there. And they're all over the house, but that's like just their room where they jump on the bed, and that's just where they like to be. We were up there, and the environment just didn't feel the same. You know, when it just feels like it's like just shifted, something else is there. And that house is very active. There's a lot of entities in it. And we put the rope light out in the doorway, and with my own eyes, I saw something go by in the hallway, and it was not fast. It was slow. And I was sweating. Like, I was legit sweating. I was like, I'm uncomfortable. This is scary. And when we left the house, I said to the other medium, I said, did you know I was terrified upstairs? Like, I couldn't even move. I was that scared. She's like, no, you're really good at hiding it. Like, I would have peed myself. If she would have left me, I would have not run out of there. I would have just peed because I was scared. It's terrible.
That would, it's true. A lot of people, they'd be lying if they said they don't get scared.
Yeah.
Because that's a crock. I mean, when I first started, I kid you not, I scared shitless. Yes. I was, and because I started it with me and my two boys, and we'd go and do an investigation, and well, we're going to go, one's going to go here, one's going to go here, one's going to go here. And I said, oh, hell no. No, we're all staying together.
I don't do solos.
Now I do. Well, I did solos for a little over 3 years because my boys went their separate ways. So I was the only one left, AOP. I mean, I went out to Colorado and did, now I can't think of the hotel.
I'll be right back. Sorry.
Okay. What, hun? The St. Cloud Hotel. They flew me out to do an investigation there, and I went in at 4:00 in the afternoon, locked myself into that hotel until 7:00 the next morning.
No.
It was something else.
We may or may not have something coming up here that I may or may not be able to talk about where I might have to be by myself, locked in a location. And I may or may not be actually doing this because I don't want to do it. I just don't. I mean, I had another moment that was an oh shit moment. Civil War Exchange in Virginia. It's a beautiful location. It's very active, but there is a female upstairs. Not evil, just not mean. She just doesn't want to be bothered. They're out there. They don't want to be bothered. And I was in a room back in 2021. I was walking around with another person that's no longer on our team, and they were holding the SLS. And I stay in front of the SLS. That way, I'm not seeing what's on the screen. So, I can say somebody's standing over there. And then if it shows up on the screen, it's like a corroborating, evidence or my reading. So I'm standing in front of the SLS, and this guy who's a young kid is standing behind me. And normally my husband is the person with the SLS, and I can jump on my husband because he's my husband. Well, this woman, I knew she was there, and I said to the guy, I said, she doesn't want us in this room. And then I was like, we need to back out. It was a little bit of a tight space and he wasn't backing out fast enough. And you heard boom, 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 come run right at me. I jumped up like Scooby-Doo into this guy's arms. Like, and let me ask
picturing this.
What was he going to do? That's the best part. What was he going to do? Fight it?
Exactly.
Like, it's ridiculous. You get scared. I mean, you should. I think a healthy dose of fright. I think you should be frightened because you don't know what you're dealing with. You just don't.
Exactly.
And you can't defend yourself. I mean, if it really were something like that, I've had them come up right behind me. And I recently, about a month ago, 2 months ago, maybe, I had one come up behind me in Hell House. And as loud as possible, he shouted in my ear, "Dead girl, dead girl." And I was like, you jump. And it was almost like I could feel the breath. And they're not there,
right?
So I think you should have a healthy fear. But
well,
this guy, huh?
It keeps you grounded and lets you know, what you're dealing with is real.
Yeah.
And you do have to watch what you say and do because, like you said, you're dealing with something you can't see. And yeah,
you're reminding me. We did the USS Salem, the veterans event this past Saturday. And I don't know if you guys have ever been to the USS Salem. I had never been. This was my first time. I'd never been on a Navy ship. The Army, we don't really hang out on ships. It was an incredible experience, but I bring it up because we were standing in this one giant location. And in the doorway behind me, I could feel, Marilyn, you just know that somebody's there.
Yeah.
Then the REM pod's going off. Then the ghost ball is going off behind me. And I just felt like they wanted to talk to me. And we were back there. And the one thing that gets me more than the REM pod, honestly, is the EVPs. When you play them back and there's nobody else there, it's.
Yeah.
And I don't know Navy rank either. And the guy that was there, Lou, who was kind of heading up the whole event with us, he was trying to tell me on the EVP, asked for ADA Cochran. And I was like, ADA, AD3, like I didn't really know the rank. And I'm in this back room and it's just me and one other guy, Joe. And he's got his little NRD 60 recorder, that fancy one that people have. And I'm asking questions and this guy is answering me. And all of a sudden, I say AD3 Benson or something like that. Like I didn't know the rank. And you hear it clear as day. He goes, Benson Cochran, Class A EVP, first name, last name. And I played it back and I looked at Joe and I'm like, nobody else is in here with us. Like that's real. It really happened. So those are the types of moments that really get me.
Absolutely. Come here. The original co-host, if I don't bring him up, he'll never forgive me. Hi.
Aww.
I love cats. Now that's my weakness, cats.
That's my baby kitty.
I'm a cat lady.
Yeah, all my pets are rescues. I'm down to 2 cats, and once they're gone, I'm done. I've lost too many pets, and we just lost another one last week. And I'm
sorry.
And people are going, it was a chameleon. And
doesn't matter.
He died?
Yeah, Summer. Oh. I don't know. It was the same day I freaking took a big chunk out of my head and burnt my arm.
Wow.
I got up, to come in and turn their lights on and stuff. And I looked and I'm going, Summer, what are you doing at the bottom of your cage? And I went, oh shit, she's dead.
Oh.
And they're really touchy animals to keep alive anyway. But it wasn't like she was starving to death or anything. I don't know how old she was when we got her because she was a rescue as well. And it was my son's. And we had just lost Tiny Rick about a month before that, which was the baby chameleon.
Oh.
So I had him cremated. He's in a little bitty urn about that big. He's up between Toby and Duke. So I just picked up her remains yesterday, and her urn will be here tomorrow. It's just too many pets in the last 2 years. Yeah. And everybody goes, "Oh, you need another dog." No, I don't. I do not. I'm not going through that again. Dog is 16 years, never been sick. Then all of a sudden, I had to put him down. I'm not going through that crap again. No,
yeah, mine's 14 years, so I know any day now. So it's like,
I said the same thing, that I would never get another animal. I had cats growing up. I had dogs growing up. Always rescues. Like, I can't say my mom was a responsible pet owner, and then I went in the Army, and I was dead set. I didn't care deployment, moving, none of that. I had my animals the entire time I was in the military, the same animals. The one thing that bothered me more than anything was when soldiers used to go out and get an animal and then they had to get rid of it. If you can't put it with somebody when you have to deploy for 18 months, don't get it.
Yeah,
because
don't get it.
An animal lives anywhere from 10 to 15 years if it's healthy. You know what I mean? Like a normal lifespan. And some cats go to 20. I had a cat that was 19 when she died. Right. So you have to be prepared to have this animal and care for it the entire time. You can't just dispose of them every time they're inconvenient.
No.
Right.
So I had my animals, and my dog, I got my dog Sarge. His name was Sergeant. I got him. He was the first dog I ever owned on my own. And I only had him he was almost 10. He would have been 10 on Valentine's Day. And he got cancer and died in a matter of a week. On a Friday, he went in for on a Wednesday, he went in for teeth cleaning. Friday, they called me with the biopsy and said that maybe 3 months if I was lucky. All they could do was keep him comfortable. That following Tuesday, he wasn't getting up. He was dragging his back legs. I have never in my life, and I've owned cats. I've had to put cats down, and that was horrible enough. I've never experienced what I did with my dog. I never thought, I'm a cat person more than a dog person. I mean, I love them all, but I'm really more into cats. I never thought that I would be that distraught. And it took me, I still cry when I think about him. I won't on here, but I still cry. It's a very painful memory. And I thought I was never going to get another dog. But I'll tell you what, I went out and got another dog. I never thought it would happen, but I think it was just the grief. I wanted another dog after that. But I get it. It's terrible. And I have all their ashes too. And let me ask you a question. What am I supposed to do with all these animals? Like, I have all their ashes. I mean, they're going to end up in my plot instead of my husband.
Exactly. I thought about the same thing. I'm going, well, I guess they can just put them in the casket with me. And
right. I don't think it's legal. I don't know that that's legal to do that.
I'd have to check. I don't know either, because, again, that's a civil matter, which, of course, I didn't deal with that when I was in law enforcement. So I'd have to check into that.
Well, I'm going to need somebody to smuggle my cats and my dogs into my coffin. So if anybody's up for a little grave digging,
that's not illegal at all.
No. I may or may not be asking you to commit a federal offense. No, I'm just kidding. I'll get someone to do it.
Baby kitties. Because when I got him, he was in bad shape, and it cost a lot of money to keep that little shit alive. And I call him somebody's science experiment gone wrong, because he is the weirdest animal I have ever owned.
Your cat?
Yeah. He's weird. I swear to God, he's an alien. I kid you not. He is so strange.
I have a cat that is Sorry, I got to mute my phone. It's not going to stop going off.
It's okay.
I have a cat that is between 13 and 15 years. We don't know because he was a rescue. So I'm thinking I think he's probably 14 or 15, right? And he is a serial killer. You have an alien, I have a serial killer. Cats, animals, they're supposed to be out there, hunting to eat, not for pleasure. My cat kills for pleasure. And he wants to. And it's not normal. Anything he does is not normal. But I think that the craziest thing I've seen him do recently is our mice. I'm not a big fan of killing mice, but I also don't want to live with them. So the exterminator comes around and they do the rodenticide, the quickest way, okay? Not the glue traps, the quickest way. I don't want to see it. I don't know. I guess the exterminator came out and it was the beginning of spring. And so the animals were looking for places to go. And here's this mouse. And the mouse was clearly going to die. And it fell off the retaining wall. Well, my cat now knows that that's where the mice come out to fall and die. So he goes over to the retaining wall. It saves him a whole hunting trip. He just sits there and he waits for them to fall over. He's the laziest, fattest serial killer I've ever seen.
It's almost a stalker.
He's not right.
That's funny.
And I just took him to the vet because he walks around and he yells for no reason. So, you take him because you want to make sure they're not sick, right? They're not, they're communicating. So I take him to the vet. She's like, no, he's just senile. And I'm like, so what does that mean? Right?
That's great.
What is this mean?
Yeah,
like
with dementia.
Right? So I have this senile cat, and listen, he has some form of dementia, which is not funny, where he forgets that there's another cat in the house, and now all of a sudden he's beating the shit out of this other cat.
Oh no.
You'll just hear him go, like he'll cry, and then he'll just jump and start hitting the other cat for no reason. Like, it's just crazy.
That's funny.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That sounds like mine. He goes in the basement and he sounds like a female cat in heat.
Oh no.
What's he doing?
And it echoes throughout the entire house. And I just want to kill him. And then he'll run for no reason. He just starts running from the basement into the living room, kills imaginary shit, then runs back out, loses his balance you can hear him lose his balance in the kitchen and slide and fall into shit and run down the bottom of the stairs and sit down there and howl like I'm the one that pushed him over when he was running.
Oh, animals or something
That's
else.
funny.
It's never a dull
And
moment.
he picks on that 16-year-old cat. He bites her in the ass. She'll be walking, then all of a sudden he just appears from nowhere and he bites her right in the ass. I'm going, what the hell is wrong with you?
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
He's a talker. And it's just, he'll wake you up in the middle of the night. He'll just be sitting there and screaming at you.
Oh geez.
Mm-hmm.
I can't do that. I can't listen to the middle of the night crying.
Yep.
And he's got all these different meows that he does. It's just, he's an alien. I swear to God. Pretty soon he's going to start doing the clicking thing.
Oh no.
You watch.
Oh
then the mother ship's going to show up over my house or something like that. That's what's going to happen. There's a show for you.
Oh my God.
Alien cats.
So my dog is just a normal dog, I guess. I'm his world. So no matter where I'm at, he's right wherever I'm at. So
You're lucky. You got a normal animal.
yep.
Pray for the rest of us.
Yes.
Right?
Now, you said you could only be on an hour, correct, Larissa?
Yeah. My son's baseball game got pushed back to, it's raining outside too. So I have a little bit of time.
Okay. If just let us know, hey, I'm done. See ya.
No, I gotta go when his game doesn't start. So they pushed his game back. They're 13. 13, mind you. They pushed this kid's game back to 8:30 at night.
Oh, wow.
Oh, for the love of God.
I mean, you know, like I want to go at 8:30 at night and sit there for 2 hours.
Right.
Exactly. Oh,
They
my
don't
God.
think about us.
No, you're exactly right.
So wait till football season starts. I'll have no life. None.
Oh, my gosh.
And I'm not a sports mom. I'm not.
Well, you don't think you are, but apparently you are.
Apparently, right? I go to every sports game grumpy. I don't know what they're doing. I don't understand when the umpire yells things. Umpire. I don't even know how to say the word.
It's close enough.
He grunts and he points. I don't know what he's saying. People don't want to tell me what he's saying because it's annoying. So eventually I just stop asking questions. And then I don't even know who won. Like 9 times out of 10.
Oh, my goodness. But, you know, if you didn't go, you'd be kicking yourself for the rest of your life because you didn't go.
I know. I have 2 boys and 2 girls. The oldest is off to college, the boy. He was a wrestler. My life was consumed with wrestling. And now I have the other one. My life is consumed with baseball, football, wrestling, whatever he feels like this week, he's going to be the MVP of.
So what do your daughters do?
Huh?
What do your daughters do?
Try me. That's their sport. That's their sport.
I love that answer.
Yeah. My oldest daughter is my miniature human. My daughters really are my mini me's. Except the youngest one is pleasant because she hasn't gone through puberty yet. So she's so, sweet. The oldest one is very, she's 17, so she's just, she's so close to freedom. You know what I mean? So her mouth is, so she wants to go in the Navy or the Coast Guard. So that's what she's got going on. She doesn't play sports. Her biggest sport is running to the refrigerator.
Oh,
that's to see what carbs I put in there. That's
right.
Avoiding vegetables. She's definitely the MVP of that game. But she draws. She's an artist, and she does the college classes for, she's in high school. She's going to be a senior, but she's been doing like the half-day college classes for graphic design. Mm-hmm. So that's what she does. And then the little one, we tried everything. Basketball, soccer, dance, you name it. We put her in dance, and she had a whole routine, and she got in front of the audience, and she just stood there and twirled. Hundreds of dollars, and she just stood and twirled in her dress. And afterwards I said, what, honey, it was very nice, it was a really nice recital, but you had all these classes and you were supposed to do a special dance. And she said, oh no, mommy, I just like changing my dress. So she just like changing into costumes.
Out of the mouths of babes, huh?
That's funny.
Brutal honesty.
So now she's going to be doing, earlier today, she reprimanded me. I get reprimanded by my 7-year-old. She reprimanded me because Michael's going to go to wrestling camp. And she wanted to know when she was going to camp. Like it was a very big social injustice in my house. And my son has such a big friggin' mouth, like I said, to match his hands and his feet. He reminds me of a defense lawyer. That's who he reminds me of. You could be talking to the other 2 kids who he may not even be on good terms with. And here comes defense attorney Michael from his bedroom shouting all the injustices that he has heard and all the ways to make it right. And you're just like, what are you doing? Go back on your computer. Don't you something else to do? So I got lectured by the 7-year-old about how she doesn't get to go to camp. So now I got suckered into pony camp.
Oh no.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's not hard to sucker me as a mom. It's not hard. All you have to do is make me feel bad. They know.
That's funny.
Yeah.
The life of a parent.
Yeah, you were talking about your daughter not eating vegetables. So my daughter, I think she was about 7 at the time, and she would not touch vegetables. She hated it. And she looks at me dead serious, Mom. I'm a meatitarian.
Mm-hmm.
That's great.
Yeah.
I still to this day have to get her on that because her daughter she eats more, but not anywhere near. So I have to remind her that all the time.
You know, I'm actually not a vegetarian. I'm pescatarian. I don't eat. I will eat fish and shellfish, but I won't eat like birds, nothing like that. Since I'm about 7 years old, so I did not raise my children like that. I gave them a fair chance. Like they've been having meat their whole lives. But it's just ironic that I subsist on fish and vegetables, and I've got these kids that just avoid them like the plague. But
Alan's saying we're all carnivores except for Larissa. It's a shame.
Yeah, and I still cook the meat. Oh, did I click that?
No, I did.
I do talk to birds. Yes, I do talk to birds.
You know, I could tell them the story.
Tell them. I already showed them the video last night. And you know what? I learned a long time ago in politics, if you just come clean right off the bat, then nobody can talk about it. So I just showed them the video.
It was so funny.
All right, I got to see the video
whisperer, what we were calling her. It was so funny.
So do you have the video to show?
I have the video. You want the video?
Sure.
Yes, absolutely.
That would be funny.
Present video file. Oh, geez. Here we go. Let me get you this video.
Okay.
I've got... All right, there's two. Rex, you didn't see the second one.
No, I just seen one.
You did not see the one where I actually am talking to turkeys.
Oh, no.
No, I missed out on that one.
Yep, I have to find it though. Download. Yeah, I don't know how to use my computer. This is why I need a team. Are they talking? Oh, he could send them to you. Oh, okay. Yeah, send them to me. Thanks so much, Dennis.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Always can rely on Dennis. Let me see if it's this one here. No, it's not that. Yeah, Dennis, you'll have to send it to me because I can't find my chicken and turkey ones.
That's funny.
But I know that they want to see. Oh, here it is. I found it. How cute. Okay. Let me rename it. This is the chicken. All right. Chicken video. And this is, I think, the turkey video. Now, the turkey video is a lot more fun. But Rex wasn't there for the turkey video. So I think that one, or he was there for the chicken one. So he probably
there for the chicken one.
Were you actually there?
Yes.
You were there, right? Okay. Yeah. So
because
I'm gonna
we went to the mill to show you around, but everything was locked up and there was nobody there to let us in. Gotcha. And then you were like, oh my God, chickens. And it just
was this at Haggard?
Do you I have this was what then?
Was it at Haggard Mill?
Yeah.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
All right.
There it is.
I've got them both here, and I don't know, Rex, if you can actually play them. I don't know how to do this.
It's added to the stream, so
the first one is the chickens.
Okay. We're gonna try it, everybody. Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Larissa Rex from Paranormal, talking to her spirit animal, the chicken. So, that would be her. She's over there talking. She's pretty. No, it's not yet. She was peacocking with her spirit animal, ladies and gentlemen. Have a great day.
I didn't know he was doing that.
I was sitting on the bench. Up front there, and I could hear you. And I'm going, what in the hell is she doing?
I talked to chickens.
Because he said he was going to put you on the banner next year.
Yes. Poultry paranormal.
Yes.
So, and Larissa, the question is, do they talk back?
So in the next video, I want you to listen. They talk back to me.
They do. I'm going to bring it up right now.
Cute.
We're talking to you. They're like, leave me alone.
Fantastic. No, I didn't see that one.
My kid, do you hear my 7-year-old? They're talking to you like it's normal. It's not normal. Oh my God.
This is your husband said this. The funniest part was last night's broadcast when you showed the turkey one, the captions being shown.
Oh my God.
Oh,
It hurts to laugh. I know. I know.
yeah, but we all needed it though.
You know, Marlena has a podcast called Tea of Pod Life. I can't remember. I always mix it up, but she was actually live, like recording her podcast when we were in South Carolina, and I didn't know she was on. I had no idea. And I walked behind her just thinking she was like just on her computer, and I just started crowing.
Oh, no.
She's like, "You're live." I'm like, "Oh, oops."
Oh, that's great though.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, Anthony Cabellos says hello.
Hi,
Hi.
Anthony.
And what's else? Dennis, what's Dennis say? That was in the case of her army buddies were watching.
Oh, geez. Yeah, I have a lot of talents. Very special. I don't even know how it started, guys. I don't even know how it started. Like one day I just started talking to chickens.
And I mean, it went on because I'm sitting there going, oh my God. At first I thought it was just the chickens, but then I heard you and I'm going, it's a chicken whisperer. Listen to this. You know,
It's bad. It's bad. I'm practicing crow currently.
you're expanding, you know.
Brandon's going to put me on that banner next year. I'm telling you.
He better.
Come watch Larissa talk to birds.
Yes, Larissa Rex, the bird whisperer.
Oh my God. We can't. Oh my God. So my husband with the wild chickens he just mentioned. So do you know in St. Thomas and St. John, they had like these hurricanes, and when they had the hurricanes, the chickens got out and they never corralled them all up. So they're still running around the island. I was crowing at a rooster and it chased me. John.
Please tell me somebody has that video.
I don't think so. I don't know. It was not a good memory.
It scarred you for life, did it?
Yeah, the bird went up like this. Its wings.
Oh, protecting his territory.
Oh my God.
I don't know. I don't know what territory he was protecting.
Dennis says, sorry, Rex. What are you sorry for, Dennis?
She never double times so fast. There is a video of me in Aruba in the iguana sanctuary, or the iguana part of like this big zoo thing we went to, and these iguanas are enormous, and they're in this big open space, and you can just walk amongst these wild lizards, and I don't do well. I got chased by them too. But I wasn't talking to them. They were just prehistoric, and I don't know. I think they just want to chase someone.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh. Dennis said he was sorry because I had to witness that.
Oh. Dennis, he
Got it.
witnessed it firsthand, okay? He was
I did.
there.
And you know what? Laughed so damn hard. And we went on. I mean, it was a running joke for the rest of the day.
It's been a running joke ever since. We're on month 4.
Is that all?
Yeah. That's okay though. I don't mind. I don't mind being the butt of a joke like that. It's pretty innocent. The animals are Larissa Mary and Rex. I don't know. Which one is it? It's probably me. If it sounds broken and it's crowing, it's me.
Oh my gosh. My stomach hurts from laughing.
Yeah,
Oh.
my kids don't they don't engage me in public. Like, because I do stuff like that. There were 3 kids in that turkey video in the car. You only heard the 7-year-old. The other 2 didn't even look. They weren't even phased. Just like, here she goes again.
You make it fun though.
I try for them to make it fun. I think
it's making memories because they're not going to forget.
Right.
Definitely. My oldest is more mature than me. He's 18. He's responsible. Like,
So your husband is asking, do you ever hear ghost chickens?
Ghost chickens?
No, I don't.
Are you sure? Now wait a minute. Are you just saying that because you don't want to further this, or you're just?
No, I actually am a little bit envious. I know some people. I have a friend named Connie, who can communicate with animals, and I'm a little jealous of that. I think that's pretty freaking cool. Now, I've seen my occasional ghost dog. I've seen my occasional ghost cat. Everyone in the house is more mature than me. Absolutely.
Same way here. You know what they say? If you haven't grown up by the time you're 50, you don't have to.
Yep.
I'm never growing. I'm never going to grow up. It's not going to take. It doesn't take.
No. I can't see myself as being. Yeah, I can't. No, that would just. People would go, what the hell's wrong with you? They'd want to put me in a home or something. So no, that ain't happening.
It's funny to think though that how many people knew me as a commander in the Army, as a mid-grade officer, that are just, they don't know like the real me, because I had to be so serious, and trying not to laugh is so hard, and to be mature is so hard when you're not. You know, like I used to have to lock myself in my office and laugh into my cover because it was just like...
I know exactly, because as soon as I pulled somebody over, if I activated the lights, my body cam turns on, and you know how hard it was to not bust out laughing or make a comment on how stupid the person is I just pulled over. But it would have gotten me in trouble.
When I was in command, I used to do this a lot because I would want to laugh so much at the young kids, at the young soldiers. And, I don't know how I made it. I really don't.
I don't either. Because I was waiting to get called into court. Did you actually laugh and say this? Yes, I did, because it was funny.
Oh,
show the whole video and you'll see why.
There was one instance that I can remember, and I have to be careful what details I give because I don't want to call anybody out, but I was in command. I don't know if you guys know the Wounded Warrior Project.
Yes.
So I actually was the first commander of the Warrior Transition Unit that actually was the foundation for that. And they stood it up and I was in the Army Times, and 2008, they pretty much sent over, it was about 1,096, so 1,100 soldiers from the 4th ID and from the 1st Cav they kind of flooded the trailers at the WTU, and we were just like a skeleton crew, and we in-processed all these wounded warriors. So that, and then, Congress got involved, and we wrote the SOPs, and, eventually it became the Wounded Warrior Project. But when we were having all those meetings, I fell under the medical brigade, and I had never been in medical. I was a signal officer, and prior to being signal, I was special operations. So I didn't know anything about medical. So here I am being thrown into this medical position as a commander, and it was really stressful and all that. And we used to be at all these meetings, and it was just so insane all the time. And I had this commander at one point who was a short guy. We'll just say he was really short. And I used to get agitated because, they were so, I don't want to say mean, but they were stressed out too. And, shit rolls downhill. So it always rolled down onto the captain, right? We were in a meeting one day, and I was sitting next to my friend, and she outranked me by quite a bit. She was promotable to lieutenant colonel, and she was a very serious woman. And she did not want to sit next to me in meetings because I would say things. And at one point, the command staff came in, and they were all little. They were all short. And I looked at her and I said, if they're here, who's making the cookies? And my mic was on.
Yes. That's awesome. Oh my God. I would have started singing the Lollipop Guild from The Wizard of Oz. I would have too.
I got kicked from under the table so hard. She's like, your mic's on.
That's funny.
Oh my goodness. That's great.
Oh, I used to always get myself in trouble. At one point, I was getting so frustrated talking to someone. I don't know if you remember, Rex, but when your rank used to be, or it is still, it's Velcroed on your center, your chest here.
Uh-huh.
I was talking to a soldier, and they just weren't listening. And I just went, is this thing on? And I like yeah, it was very hard to be serious a lot.
It was. I mean, I had an individual I worked with. I'm not going to say her name or anything, but she was just abrasive and very abrasive towards me because she didn't like the way I was. There's a time to be serious, and if there's a time to be serious, I'll be serious. But if I find something funny, I'm going to let everybody know. So one day she's just carrying on and on and on. There was a bunch of us standing around. I was just getting ready to go 42 for the day. My shift's almost over. So she's just been bashing me for the last hour. So I turned around and looked at her. I said, hey, how's that lawsuit coming? And she looks at me and she goes, what do you mean lawsuit? I said, the one you have against the city for building the sidewalks too close to your ass.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
She didn't think it was funny, but everybody else lost it. She never gave me any crap after that.
I would have laughed so hard.
I got her to quit.
Oh my God. See, in the Army, we don't get to quit. We just have to put up with it.
Oh, she never gave me any crap again after that because she knew that I was going to come up with something and everybody's going to think it was funny and she was going to be embarrassed to beat hell. So she didn't want to play that game anymore.
Oh my God. Yeah, I miss it sometimes. I miss the military.
To show you what my ex-sheriff was an absolute turd, and I'll tell anybody that. All he cared about was him and what the public thought about him. He didn't give a crap about any of us. I mean, not at all. So when after I retired, we got a new sheriff, Scott Bazinski, good friend of mine, Buzzy. And so I decided to stop down and see him, I don't know, about a year after I'd retired. So I'm sitting in there talking to the new sheriff, Buzzy. And he goes, would you ever think about coming back? I said, you know what? Yeah, on these terms. And I said, you being sheriff can do this. I'm going to come back with all my seniority. I want to come back at the same benefits I left with. I want to come back at a higher pay. My rank is still the same. I work during the week and have weekends off. I said, you being the sheriff can implement that and bring me back. So he was sitting there and he goes, yeah, that'd be great. If I can get that done, would you come back? I looked at it and said, oh, hell no, I ain't coming back and working here. He goes, I should have known you were going to pull some crap like that.
Oh my God.
There's no way.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go back. I'm done.
You can't go back. You know what I miss about it is the camaraderie. You know, like I miss those things. I miss being with people that are like you. You know, they share your values. You know, they're, for the most part. I mean, there's always your people that don't, but for the most part, you know, they share, you know, we're all trained with the same values, the same morals. So I do miss that. But I'll tell you, the transition to civilian life was very, very difficult for me. Very difficult. I grew up in the Army. I was 17 when I went in.
Right.
So I grew up in that environment.
Yeah, I was so ready to be out of it. You know, I even 6 months early for retirement because I was done. I couldn't take working somewhere where you were nothing. You know, and I'm older than my sheriff, and I've been doing this a lot longer than my sheriff, and I was done. Now the first year and a half, I was fine, but the last year and a half, it's a lot more difficult on me than I expected it to be. You know, because there was something every single day. You know, there was always something, and I didn't think it would hit me. I really didn't, because it was I left on such bad terms, I guess. But anyway, that's just becoming a downer. Never mind. Anyway.
No. I appreciate it. I do, because I feel the same way. But you know what? Everything has its season, you know. That happened for a reason, and I think we talked about this in South Carolina, right? There's something else for you, just like there was something else for me. Yeah,
because look what happened after I got back and met, you know, all you incredible people. You, Mary Lynn, you, Larissa, you know, Latrina. I mean, I have my first book published a month after I got home.
Wow.
Of my artwork.
I was going to say, do I know your book? You're talking about artwork book. Okay. I thought you wrote like a book.
No, it's the only thing that's written in there is the acknowledgement page and the dedication. Then on the back, Litriana, she wrote the bio. I did not. She makes me out to be superhuman almost, what she wrote. I'm blessed that she wrote that, but I can't write about myself. I mean, what am I supposed to say? You know, if you get into it too much, then you're an egotistical prick, you know, and that's not me. But the whole back of the book is what she wrote. And I'm thankful for it. And it just out of the blue. I mean, I had done the illustrations for her book, 2 books. And then all of a sudden she's talking to her publisher, and her publisher wanted to do a book of my art. This was on a Tuesday, mind you. So I said, when is the deadline? She goes, Friday.
Oh my God.
So luckily 99% of what I'd had already done. And so let me see if I've got a picture of it or not. I should.
And I have the book, and it's beautiful artwork.
There it is. That's the cover.
It's pretty. Yeah, I have a bunch of drawings from Rex. I
a
have
lot of
them.
people do now. I just did that
Yes.
one for her.
Yes, I have it in my collection. My collection of future stars that have signed something for me.
Being an artist, though, if it stays true to form, they're not going to be worth anything till after I'm dead. So, or do something really stupid, cut my ear off, or do some dumbass thing like that. So,
Oh my God.
that's not happening.
Please don't.
I can give you the next book that I'm putting out. If you like, I'll let everybody know. The first book, of course, was Unexplainable Art in Black and White, which my wife came up with the title, which was perfect. The next book is all color, and there's 41 pictures. There's 40 pictures in the book. I'm figuring out what I want to do for the cover, and 99% of them are new pictures that I did just in the last month and a half. And I got a couple of them here. This is what 90% of the book is going to be like. It'll be skulls with flowers and hummingbirds and stuff like that. The next one, actually, Brandon inspired this one.
Ah, that's pretty cool.
So that will be in the book. And then there are a couple in there, and there's a reason why they don't go with the rest of the drawings. It was for my son, and it was something that I drew just after an incident. There was two of them, and one of them is this one here.
Interesting.
I don't have the other one. The other one is like a tree that's holding the moon.
Oh, that's cool.
I may have it. I should. I got like 900 pictures of my drawings on my phone.
So is it hard to publish a book? Because I have one that I'm writing right now about the phenomenon that happens at Hell House, what I think that is behind it and whatnot. And I'm just curious, like when you go to publish it, can you self-publish it? And is it hard to do that?
You can self-publish it, yes. Okay. I didn't. My publisher only takes 30%, which is pretty cheap. You can get my book on Amazon, but after my publisher takes her cut and Amazon takes their cut, I get $2 a book.
Yep.
I haven't made enough money to even get anything from Amazon yet. So I sell them. And then if you buy them from me, then they're personalized.
Yep.
And it's $15. That covers everything. I personalize it and I send it straight out to them. But yeah, I just did it that way because I didn't have to worry about anything. Everything they go over it. They correct, any mistakes that are in it and do the layout before I ever sign off on it. And what's nice is everything that I put out now is copyrighted. Everything that I put out from now on is copyrighted because I've had stuff stolen from me by big corporations and I've called them out on it. But what am I going to do against a Fortune 500 company?
Right.
Who are they going to believe? Even though I've got the proof that I did this way before they did, it isn't going to happen anymore. And that's another reason I went and did it, because it's all copyrighted. But that's the way I did it. But there are a lot of people that do self-publication, and I don't think I just have the time to do it.
So I actually did my books self-published through Amazon, and very easy to do once you have the setup. Really easy just to do that. But the hardest part is getting people, beta readers, to go through and just make sure that everything flows. And then your editors go through several editors because one person can't catch it all. So it's easier to have multiple.
Right.
Awesome.
So, focus.
What am I looking at?
There it is.
Oh, look at that. I like that.
Yeah. It almost looks like a hand as a tree.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
Uh-huh.
that one will be in the book, and that's for my son as well. And
Very.
someday I may tell somebody about it. Maybe I won't. But there was a reason why I had to do them, and I'm throwing them in the book. They're going to be in it. I think one's going to be the very first picture, and the other one's going to be the very last picture in the book.
Nice.
So when is this book coming out?
I'm hoping before the end of the month. I've submitted the 40 pictures, but I'm changing some stuff up. The cover, what I initially wanted to do with it, I'm going to do it to where it's going from black and white transitioning into color. The picture will be for the front of the book for a continuation of obviously the first book I did. Like I said, I still have to get the dedication page done, the acknowledgement page, and I want the bio to be written a little bit different. Just saying, this is the second book in a line of hopefully a lot, because I do have a lot in store that I want to do. I'm actually working on one that's on cryptids.
Nice.
That I'm drawing my version of, like the Ozark Howler and the Jersey Devil, and I'm actually doing some like the Phantom Cats. I did one from Australia, and I did the Bigfoot from Australia, which I call a Yowie. So I've been doing that, and I will be doing a book of nothing but paranormal stuff that I have seen over the years, and the stuff that showed itself to me at the age of 4 that got me into this. So holy crap, the show went from you guys to me.
No, I'm listening. I'm listening.
Rick, yeah, I had a question on, since as a police officer, did paranormal stuff whenever you were an officer? Did that affect you, or did you run into that?
I did. Even a UFO one that was swept under the table. And I mean, me and 2 other officers spent an entire night talking to the residents. We seen it and the stuff that went on, did hours of paperwork, and it just went, they just stuck it away. Yeah.
Wow.
And there was some paranormal stuff that happened. And I got to the point where I've been doing this for so long that I'd be surprised, I'd be thrilled about it. But if I was with somebody who didn't know what I did besides being an officer, freaked them the hell out.
Right. So
I would kind of keep it on the down low, to say, because a lot of these people probably would never come back and work with me ever again.
Right.
So
it's kind of like
I didn't want to do this job forever. So
right. You just don't let everybody know what you do. So Larissa, have you had it to the point to where people find out what you do and then stop looking at you? Because as a psychic, I was like, I don't have to see your face to be able to read you.
No. So what I run into a lot of is I live in a very small town. And I think I shook things up when I showed up. It's just not something that, everybody here is Dutch. They're 90% of them are Dutch, Pennsylvania Dutch. And they're all related to each other. There's the same 8 families founded the mountain,
Wow.
The village has like 1,000 people in it. So then I came and I'm very different from all of them. And I teach in the high school. I'm certified to teach, and I do teach. And the high school, it's so small that the high school and the junior high school are connected by the hallway. So both of my older children are in this high school and junior high school, and everybody knows I'm their mother. And in Palmerton, I'm very well known. very well known because it's small. So everybody knows each other. And so everybody knows what I do. And so a lot of what I've run into is my kids get made fun of because I see dead people. That's
Right.
Now my kids are like me, and you don't know me very well, Mary Lynn, but Rex knows. I don't care. And my kids don't either. they can handle themselves.
I can see that.
Yeah, but that's, you run into a lot of that. But that being said, there are, and the other thing is, up until last year, my 2 older kids were in Catholic school. They transferred over for sports reasons and the college reasons and all that. But the little one is still in Catholic school. And I was raised Catholic. So, reconciling that with your parish, what I do with your parish, pretty hard to do. My son's about to get his confirmation. My daughter got her confirmation, not this fall, but last fall. And there's a lot of judgment from the church, a lot.
Right. Yeah.
The priest that was there before, he's deceased now, and I'm not saying anything negative about him, but we just didn't see. He's a very nice, lovely man. He really was, and I respected him as a priest, but we just didn't see eye to eye on what the Bible teaches and what I can see. I am not evil. Like, I'm not evil. It's not my fault.
Yep. Exactly.
And it's just, like, I guess that's just something that they can't get to wrap their heads around, or he couldn't. So I did run into a lot of people that had a problem with that. But then at the same time, I ran into a lot of families who don't talk about it. They also have experiences. They also have stuff happening in their house. They also have children who have gifts, and they have gifts. And you'll get those private messages like, oh my God, thank God somebody like you is around. My house is haunted. It's been haunted for 20 years. I got nobody to come here. Can you come and help me?
Right.
So it's really both.
It's both. The same thing for me. That's here. I'm in Texas and Bible Belt. And I've been told that I worship the devil because I can speak to dead people. It's like, no, it's not that way.
Exactly.
But same thing, and privately they'll reach out and say, hey, can I talk to you? And it's like, sure. And it's like, I'm okay with that. Whenever I was younger, it was to the point, it's like, it really bothered me. But now I am who I am. So
it never bothered me though, only because I'm guessing from your accent that you are from an area like that. Okay.
Yeah.
I come from Brooklyn, huge melting pot with so many different beliefs that even if my mother didn't believe me, I went to school with kids who had their parents believed it. And, not everybody was a strict Italian Catholic, so you heard other stories, and there was a lot more tolerance. So as a kid, I didn't have the support, but I didn't have the making fun of.
Right.
It's more as an adult, and it's funny to me. Like, I think it's hilarious. Why pick, if you don't believe in it, then don't believe in it. Move along.
Right.
Nobody told you to.
Just walk away. Yep.
Disengage.
Yes. Exactly. Oh,
Jeez.
man. This has been absolute fun.
Yes.
And I want to thank the both of you for being on. Larissa, can't wait to hang out with you again and have a blast, just like the first time. And thank you. I'm honored that you came on the show, and it was a lot of fun. And I want to thank you, Mary Lynn, for coming in and co-hosting with me. Although you didn't do much co-hosting because people say I've got diarrhea of the mouth. So, which is,
I talked a lot.
I've never met a stranger. I can talk to anybody at any time, whether they want to listen or not. I'll talk to anybody. So.
Right.
I'm the same way. I talk to everybody too. I'm not shy at all.
Yeah, I tell everybody, I'm such an introvert now. Hopefully someday I'll come out of my shell. And people look at me and go,
yeah,
come on, seriously? Think about it.
But you're a Gemini, right, Rex?
Yes, I am.
I am too. We're introverted extroverts.
There you go.
The best of both worlds. What more could you ask for?
Yeah, exactly.
So,
well, thank you for having me. I had a great time. Anytime.
I will definitely have you back. Again, this was a blast. I'm going to end my show like I always do. Everybody, I want to thank you for being with us. It was a wonderful show. Thank you for watching and sharing it with everybody else. As always, peace. And remember, a hug and a smile can go a long ways, and it doesn't cost a thing. It'll make a huge difference in somebody's life. I guarantee it. Please, everybody, be safe. And remember, as always, I love you.
Aw.